Welcome back to another edition of Soul Talk Series. Yes, it's been a minute, y'all, but I am back on point. This is a new year 24. We're going to be putting these out. You're going to get more content from me about the Soul Talk series. You know, I've been experiencing things in life, so we're going to expound on this side of the map of my podcast and what I have for you. So what we're going to do, I am into my creative mode right now. So this is more about my artistic side and how I see things from that point of view and what it deals, you know, with the soul, the aspect of the soul and how we can reflect on that. And it's going to be really, really good, y'all, because I am really, really tapped into my emotional intelligence. So we're going to explore that on this side of the map and just grab your some popcorn or grab your favorite drink and just chill with me. And this is Adrian James. You know, I'm coming with it today. So I'm going to give y'all a few minutes to grab something what you need and just hang out with me. This is going to be nice. Okay, you should be ready by now. Let's get it. Let's get it started. You know, I am very in a good space right now with life experience and things like that. It's just, you know, we find ourselves in unpredictable moments. And I love that how we can experience different things in our pathway. And what this is going to center around, the topic is, you know, what I found out is very crucial to dealing with everything as far as your emotional aspect of your being is the love. And it's hard when you, especially coming from your male perspective or your masculine perspective and how we have to balance that. And it's very challenging because, you know, we're out there in the world or out there outside of our home, our comfort, and we have to really be strong and be really vigilant. You know, we're always on cue, we're always on guard and in our protection mode. So we're trying to figure out, okay, what this next move is, what the next turn is going to be, how it's going to affect our life and how it's going to affect our decisions that we make. So it's a lot that goes on in our heads. And for me, I have all girls. So it really made it, you know, a little bit easier for me to live in this space. And what our love come from our heart space, you know, I'm always going to deal from that, you know, that point of view. And it's good to have that ability to make those adjustments because, you know, sometimes it doesn't require us to be hard and destructive or, you know, because like, you know, we have that energy where we just want to blow up things, you know, as far as, you know, let's start all over. Let's, you know, put it in context, like, you know, recreate something. Or we just want to, you know, just start from scratch. So that's what I'm referencing about blow up things. So, and it's sometimes, you know, that may be effective. And sometimes we need to, you know, just soften the blow a little bit. And when you find that peace and that moment of time, you got to tap into it. So that's your love space. And I dealt with some different things and I'm dealing with certain things now, but it also puts me in a place where, hey, life is not really that bad when you shift things and you change your atmosphere and you bring that to the top. Because we have our chakras, we have all those different things that we need to keep in balance. And I work on that every day. And we have to keep that aligned in tune. And that helps me, you know, get into my creative space. So this, you know, like I said, I'm writing music. I'm working on 2 songs at the same time. And it's very, very, you know, unique in itself. And because I am in tune with my body and my emotion and everything that I feel, so I can put it into an artistic form and have the lyrics reach out where it can resonate with a lot of people. And, we never know the challenging that people have or what their emotional battle are. So we need something. We need something new. We need something fresh. And that's what I'm providing when I get into my artistic mode. And and I really appreciate that, because before I didn't know what to do with that, how to channel it. And now I'm in position where I can actually hone in on that and put it down where it can come into the physical realm. So I'm very, proud of that. And when we're dealing with everything that comes our way, and it's very challenging. And there are some things that, I dealt with my kids. And one was, my youngest, she came to me and said, "Dad, I really appreciate what you've done for us and how able to manage, your life circumstance and different things." But she let me know there was some deficit, as far as our relationship and what we needed to do. We had a misunderstanding. I saw her at one point of view, and she was saying, "Dad, I just had to put that up as a facade. I had to put that up because that's how I dealt with my life circumstance." And I'm sitting back like, wow, I'm, very, sorry. And I was glad that she was able to come to me and have those conversations. And that's what we need. Sometimes our kids, and I did it with my own self healing, my own shadow work. You got to respond in a way that you can sit back and hear what they have to say. And that's what I mean. Tap it into that love space, because, I can't be angry of the way that she felt, how she saw the circumstances that, how it presented itself and throughout their lives. And it kind of like, it made me sad, because, man, I thought I was doing good, doing a good job, because there's no rule book, there's no manual, how to deal with, parenting and dealing with our kids or dealing with anybody in our lives. Those are raw emotions. And that's what I was talking about, getting a grip on that and being able to shift, because yes, we want to, feel a certain way, and we want certain results, and we want it to come out, beautiful, or we have it in our mind, in our head, but it doesn't project that way. And that was a prime example of my daughter. She was like, "No, I really needed you." And she was just like, "In certain circumstances, I saw you when you was very happy." And then she's like, "I wanted that for you. It was very good." And she loved me in that space. So that just tells you guys, when you're growing up, learning life, when you have that energy with that joy, that love space, it resonate all throughout your household. And when you bring that other energy, it has another, a whole nother reflection of how they view you. So that was a chance for me to kind of like to see both sides of it. So that's why I said, man, we definitely got to have a balance. And I just sit there and just listen to her. All the things that she saw that I could have done better. I could have did this. I could have done that. And that's my baby. I was like, oh, man. But she just like, "Dad, I know you did your best." It wasn't a tear down moment either. She was like, "I know you tried. You did your best under circumstances, whatever, brought anything into our relationship." She understood, but she was just saying, as a child, I shouldn't have to be a certain way. And that's the thing about love. Let your child be a child. Let them grow up enjoying life as it is. Not trying to rush things. Trying to be adult too soon. And I had that advice when I was coming up. Let a kid be a kid. Learn to do what you need to do as a child, because the adult life, oh, it's right around the corner. You ain't gonna want no part of that once you really, really get into it and realize that, hey, I like it when I was at home where things were safe, where things were comfortable. I had time to explore my imagination, my thoughts, different things, aspect of life. And it just made us a valuable place, for you to create, especially us protecting our home and our family, our kids, our girlfriend, our spouse. And it's very, a key part. And that's something that, we can't really understand until we get into those moments. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to share. And that's how I come to this place now because, I had a lot of hardship. I had a lot of different things that happened that, that could have destroyed me and put me in a place where I had no motivation, no nothing, didn't want to be involved with this, be involved with that. But there was something always down inside. I always saw through the chaos, saw through the mud, saw through the cloudiness, because there was something energized in me that said, hey, this is not my life. This is not my circumstance. I am in the position to make those changes. I can overcome. I can be observant, but also be forceful to get myself out of this place, this environment that I'm in. And we'll dive deep more into those examples. But this is just, to lay the foundation again. We talked previous Soul Talk series about, the music aspect of love. What are we writing for? Sometimes, all the bad stuff gets all the recognition, all the stuff that really doesn't really mean a whole lot of beans, when you come down to it, really doesn't do anything for us to uplift ourselves, make us vibrate in a higher dimension, just feel good about ourselves generally as people. And that's what we got to work through those life experience so we don't have to always cover those in those type of songs. And we need to develop ourselves. We need to develop our mind and our spirit because when it's all you by yourself, that's all you have. And, we need to do that where we're not having to crawl to other things, that kind of depress or suppress those emotions. You use different things and different methods, and I don't have to mention those. You guys know what that is. And we got to be in a position where we can take control of that. And that's how we are as our masculine energy. We're here to take control, make sure everything is good, but also we got to take care of ourselves. We got to love ourselves. And we got to tap into that. And there's nothing wrong with giving each other a hug. I grew up with hugless, environment until you're almost like you're so scared of it because you're not used to it. You're like, oh, I don't like this feeling. It's like, oh, what is that? Because you always internalize things. And when I came to that part of opening up, allowing that contact, it definitely made a difference. And it's definitely easier when you have girls because now you ain't got to have your guard down and you can kind of like flow a little bit better, be a little loose. And because, they teach you about your sensitive side because you're seeing all the emotion within them. And like I said, when my daughter, the conversation she had with me, it was very, very, very uplifting. It was harsh, and I was taken back, and sometimes, she made me, drop some tears because it was the things that she wanted to understand and she wanted to release. And we got to allow each other like that. Sometimes it got to be in a place, especially when it's your intimate family, like your daughter, your sons, sometimes it's your siblings, sometimes you able to do that, but not every case works with that. So you have to work within those realms and put yourself in a position where you can be involved. But like I said, it was a magical moment between me and my daughter, and that opened my eyes between my other daughter and kind of look at the things that I need to do better, improve, and ask questions. You know, that was one thing that I struggle with, is asking the right questions and understanding, you know, the circumstance where it doesn't come across, you know, the wrong way, because it's always somebody interpretation, and how you deliver is very important, and be mindful of. Because like I said, when it's your kids, especially your girls, you're gonna be delicate because you don't want to crush them. You know, that's something you want to keep building them up so they can be flourishing in that realm of their feminine side. So we want them to be that way, so they don't have to be closed off and shelled and hard, where nothing can penetrate, you know, as far as, you know, what they feeling, how they express themselves. And I'm glad that they're able to go their own path and understand, you know, there's something outside of them, or which is on the inside, that they need to show. So that's is a very key point of how we, you know, tap into our love space. Our girls, you know, men, you have daughters, they're a prime example what you know what that feels like, because we love them to our dearest, to our heart. And it's just something that just never is going to be disconnected. And like I said, I'm writing songs, I am doing different things, and I am just amazed because everything is in alignment. And I find myself, you know, being at peace. So I'm gonna share something a little bit what I was writing, and it was it's very, you know, intimate, because I'm talking about myself. And one of the things was, it says, "Baby, I love my peace, but sometimes it's not meant to be. I find myself loving me more. It brings me to a place where I can soar. And every time I think about you and all the good times we had, nothing more, nothing less, we share the memories. And I still want you to know you can find love within me. Doesn't matter what you go through. Don't matter how the hardships handle you. Sometimes you need to cry it out. I've been in many of those moments. Starting off as a young man, losing my two best friends. And it brings you to a point of questioning, you know, what's really going on? Why am I here? Why I have to deal with that emotion? And that's been the start of my journey. That's where my life really began, because I was truly, you know, out there on my own, figuring things out. Childhood wasn't the best, but, you know, we deal with all those aspects. And this, everything is a lesson. Everything is a teachable moment. And I can find peace in that. I can smile. And I can understand myself even better. And you asked me, how do I get to this place? And I got here, you know, through my music. There was a point of time where I didn't want to do it no more. I didn't feel the energy and that, you know, that I always had circulating through my music. But when I started to go within, meditating, finding that peace, even through the chaos, that's when you really see your power. And that's when you really come to a crash course of who you are and who you're going to be. So you can make the choice, you know, how you want this to really, really be your outcome. And I find that in love is the highest form of elevation you can ever have. And we all know that when you tap into it. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little emotional. My throat is drying out. But when you tap into it, it is so powerful and so strong. And you know it when you've had that right person where you just like, oh my gosh, just being around them illuminates the atmosphere. It changes the whole energy, changes your whole vibration because you tapped into it and just like, man, like you hear so many songs, what would you do for love? What would you do? And you really, really understand that emotion, that component of life. And like I said, just start simple. Start with yourself. Love yourself. Get into your own thing. Get into whatever that creativity that brings you to that elevation. Love it even more. Some people like to draw. You like to build things. You like to play. You play different sports. You like me. You're a musician. Or you like to run things. You like to run things. You know, so that's what you love. That's what you're here to do. So we tap into that and we bring that together. Just work on that. Okay, this is what I love. I love this energy. When I'm in this element, when I'm doing this, nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. And you learn to gravitate to that energy and place it everywhere around your house, everywhere around your environment, everywhere. And just use that, and it just helps you. What I'm talked about earlier, the emotional intelligence side. It makes you think. It makes you, really tap in to what the situation is. So you don't always have to, deal with the other side, your masculine side, and not hear and not, go off the handle. So it's all about a balance, because y'all know you have different wives. You have different wives are different. Girlfriends are different. And you be like, man, nobody is same, but you got to have that emotional intelligence to really understand who they are and who they're trying to become. Because like I said, we're all a work in progress. And it's nice when we have the ability to strive, like I said about my daughters, to put them in environments so they can strive and be the best them, feel safe, You're like, we got everything. You ain't got to worry about nothing on the outside of this place because Dad got it covered. Or my husband got it covered. And we own it. We love that. And we don't even have to get recognition for it. That's how much we love it. It doesn't matter to us. We're not all about that. We're about seeing our environment happy, striving, being fulfilled, because it helps us get out and do what we need to do, make it happen. Wow. Just think on that. Loving yourself, what that can develop into. Even through all our hard upbringings, all our difficult challenge in your career path. I experienced all that. And it definitely benefited me in pressing forward and making this moment happen. Being pure, pressed fine, refined like diamonds. And you see the beauty outside the physical. because now you can feel the energy, you feel the spirit, you feel everything that resonates about that person. That's powerful. That's magnetic. It draws you to it. I don't know anything other than that. And that's hard for me because that's, sometimes you might see that as soft, but that's very valuable. And like I said, when we need to get down and dirty, we still can do it. We're superheroes. We have a switch. But it's like, it has to be a really, really true good reason to really go through that other side of the emotion, because like I said, we're here to protect, serve, and keep things in balance. If I'm not there and not able to do that, like I said, we like to blow up things, tear up things. That might be the worst situation that we can go down. So we have to really be involved, be in tune with ourselves to know the right option. That's powerful. And that is very uplifting, encouraging, because everybody else around you see it. And especially when you're out there doing it yourself and you're the only one that's doing it. Yeah, it's, like I said, we're not here for that, for the recognition. We don't care about that. We matter where we are at that moment in that household, providing our energy. So we got to be present. That's what I would just say, man. Just be present. Understand your situation. Yeah, we got a lot to carry, a lot to hold on, and we just can't allow life to take us out of it. And it's not for us to be run over either. I'm just saying, in this love space, we still have a balance, and we know how to maneuver that in the right situation. Now, for you ladies, we ain't out here for y'all to take advantage of us. No, we can see right through that. But it's understanding who we are as individuals, because not one person is all the same, man or female or male. And we have to understand each other. If you really want what you want, you got to cut out the games. You got to cut out that. And we got to have a balance. And that's what I'm here. I'm here to try to help see if we can bring that to that point of view where we can have a balance. Because at the end, we need each other. We really do. And what's better way to present that with our emotional talent? So that's going to conclude our Soul Talk series. So I hope you felt that. That was a heartfelt message. And like I said, in all my podcasts, I'm listening to the spirit, I'm channeling. I'm putting out there what needs to be said. And you're going to get more of this in more details. And we don't know where this is going to take us. I am just here. I'm going with the flow, y'all. I'm going with the flow. And I appreciate your time that you spent with me listening to this message and vibing out with me. I'm not sure what my theme music is going to be, how I'm going to lay it out. So I'll give you a little dance. But I'm very grateful to be in this moment, to be in this position, to share my most inner thoughts about the Soul Talk series. And I hope you enjoyed it. So just subscribe to my channel, YouTube channel, because this is coming from the most purest form of energy, and it has different realms, dynamics that it's going to present. I really appreciate y'all. So tune in to the next show, and I really, really appreciate your liking and subscribing. All right, till next time, love y'all. Peace and happiness.